Hi, I'm Ed.
I'm Barb. Sorry.
This is Carp Family Adventures.
Woohoo! No.
So we're going to talk today about a sea day and then also really our last port in Melbourne, Australia.
I'm so sad. I don't want to go home, but I do want to go home, but I don't want to go home.
So the sea day was day 28, Monday, February 17th. So we're sailing between Sydney and Melbourne, which takes a full day, and even more than a full day because we got into Melbourne late. So basically on the sea day, we didn't do too much at all. We went to the breakfast buffet. After that was the port talk on Melbourne. So the port expert gave us some information about Melbourne.
Yeah, that was helpful.
Yeah, it was helpful.
I mean, it's always helpful
to see because we didn't have a tour. We had one, but we found out later that it was not accessible for someone with a scooter.
Yeah, and
or
I'm
a
not sure if we mentioned that before, but I was really disappointed because Ed's been really looking forward to that, and because of me, we couldn't do it.
Well, it wasn't because of you. It was because of the tour that they didn't say that it was not accessible.
And I know, I know you could go. I said you could go on your own, but I know you probably wouldn't have because you don't like.
No.
You don't want to leave me, but I would have been fine. You know.
And we'll come back.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went to the port talk on Melbourne. And then after that, we basically just did the lunch buffet. And then for sunset, we had scheduled a photo shoot with their master photographer, Lucas.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do it at sunset out on deck. So we did that, and we have some video thanks to a passenger named Sean was like passing by.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
And saw that Lucas was having a little trouble with the light because the wind was so strong on deck, so it fell over once or twice.
I mean, I offered to help, but I couldn't very well stick my arm out to help with the light, but no.
So Sean did both, held up the light and did some video for us.
Yeah.
So that was our photo shoot.
That was
with
fun.
Lucas. Yeah, it was fun to do.
It was a little chaotic because of the wind.
Yeah, but otherwise it was nice. The sunset was nice, and I think the pictures turned out good, but we'll put those in later.
Yeah, we'll show you. Maybe at the end of this video we could just put them on.
Yeah.
And we could do that or whatever.
Okay.
They're not Photoshop because I told Lucas, I said, don't worry about Photoshopping because if there's anything we need to do, I could just take care of that when we get home. And so it was sweet. He's, So.
And by the time the sun went down, it was after, I think, 8:30, so we went to the dinner buffet.
Yeah.
And then we didn't do anything after that. We didn't go down to Explorer's Lounge on that day.
Because I don't think it was anything interesting for us.
Yeah, and
so
we were tired from Sydney anyway, so. And we were waiting for Melbourne.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we were okay for Melbourne.
Yeah. So the next day was day 29, so that was Tuesday, February 18th, and that's what we got into Melbourne. They took the pilot on at like 6 o'clock in the morning, but we didn't actually get into the port until almost 10 o'clock because it's about a 50-mile.
Oh, that's right.
The ship sails about 50 miles between when they pick up the pilot and the harbor because it's a really big bay that Melbourne sits in, and there's a breakwater, but it is many, many miles outside of the city. So we came in around 10, sailed into Melbourne, got in around 10, got cleared. We got off, and since we didn't have the
an excursion
booked, we just bought a ticket.
What was it called again? A Mikey card
for public transportation. You could take either a tram or a bus from the port, which is in a place called Port Melbourne, into the city, which did take 25 minutes, something like that, to get to the city.
Yeah, but it was a pleasant.
Yeah, it was an easy drive.
And you were nice. You gave your seat up.
Oh, yeah, someone had a cane, so...
That was sweet. Yeah, it gave a seat up.
It was very crowded on the bus. They were taking everybody in.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do was basically just walk around Melbourne, and we had some ideas from what the port expert had said. So Melbourne is sort of split by a river, and they call the area where the port is and south of the Yarra River is the South Bank, and then everything north of the river is the North Bank. The North Bank is much bigger than the South Bank, but it was interesting to walk around.
Yeah.
They have this like river walk on the south bank that we walked quite a distance on. Saw some of the architecture down there.
Yeah, it was the architecture again, like Sydney. It wasn't quite as it was different than Sydney by far, but it was still very interesting to see the architecture and the different bridges going across. And so we went over at least two, because we went over on one side and we came back on another, so we did at least two bridges.
Yeah, they had footbridges and car bridges and everything, so it was easy to get across that river. We walked down to one of the bridges and then crossed over to the north bank. We walked up a few blocks, saw a couple souvenir shops, but didn't get anything. Right?
We got a couple. I think we got.
Oh yeah, we did buy some things. Yeah, that's
a couple things.
Yeah.
There. But we didn't realize that was going to be our last shop to buy stuff. So.
Yeah.
So we might be picking up a couple things at the airport. Who knows? I don't know if we need anything, but it is what it is.
We saw the big train station at Flinders Street Station, which is very big and had a French fry shop called Lord of the Fries.
But we saw that also.
We saw a couple of those.
That was pretty neat to see that.
Yeah.
But in the difference too between this port and Sydney was a Sunday.
Right.
And this port we were in was what day
was a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So we were, as we walked on the street, it was really crowded.
It was very crowded.
And it didn't help getting in at 10 o'clock, so it was like 11:30 by the time we were walking there. So it was the lunch rush kind of, so there were tourists, there were working people.
But it was neat to see all the people too.
Yeah,
I mean, and we still managed to get around okay. It didn't really affect us too much. Well, I don't think it affected us at all, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say that.
So we walked over to Federation Square,
which
was fairly close to the train station.
But right across from it, I think.
Yeah, pretty recently built. We went into a museum there called Acme, which was basically a museum of the moving image.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was really nice. That was one of the high points of Melbourne, definitely.
Yeah, so sorry you're going to see a lot of pictures from there at the end of this video, because I can't remember now what the name of the movie was, the stop motion movie.
It was Memoir of a Snail, which I guess is a recent stop motion movie from Australia.
So I wanted to put a lot of pictures in for my brother Roger and his wife Ruth, because they do, I don't know how much they're doing now, but they would do stop motion stuff. So I thought they would be interested in that, and they've probably seen the movie too.
Yeah.
My guess would be.
Yeah. So the museum was basically movies, TV, and video games, and we went through their history exhibit basically, which was free.
It was good.
They had old cameras, they had old projectors, costumes for movies. It was sort of focused on Australian movies, but not just Australian.
And I did ask about the man from Story River. The first person I asked, she seemed a bit young, so she didn't really I don't think she knew what I was asking about, but that's okay. But then I asked the gentleman in the gift shop, and he was really sweet. He actually knew what I was talking about, and he said, I guess a couple of years ago they had a big exhibit, and in part of the exhibit there was a bit about the man from Story River or something like that. So I was kind of sad to miss that, but that's okay, because that's my favorite movie. But anyways.
And it had a lot about video games too, so we got
the controllers on the wall.
Yeah, controllers on the wall.
The lighting wasn't that great for that, but I did take some pictures of that. And I know you got video too, so.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then we left the museum. We walked a little farther. We went past the town hall, but didn't go in. So Sydney has a town hall and Melbourne has a town hall, which are mostly used for like historical exhibits and things like that, is what it looked like. Yeah, very nice buildings made of sandstone, like the kind of the native sandstone of the area. So we went past Town Hall. We found a place called the Royal Arcade, which was the oldest arcade in Melbourne.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as elaborate as the Queen Victoria building in Sydney.
No, but it was still really neat.
Yeah, it was nice. We have video of the clock.
Oh yeah, we happened to be there at the right time. I'm facing the other way, and all these people start kind of gathering, and I'm like, oh wait, what time is it? Maybe the clock's going to do something. So yeah, I turned around just in time to see it happen.
The clock at the end of the building with two like carved giants who hit the bells
bells,
with hammers when it rings.
That was neat.
That was fun.
God,
Yeah.
we were there at the right time.
Yeah. So after the Royal Arcade, we kept walking through the streets. We had lunch at a place called Betty's Burgers.
Which we saw in Sydney.
Yeah,
We saw
so
a couple
I guess
times.
it's a big burger chain. It's very similar to Johnny Rockets, I think.
Yeah.
But the burgers were more like, I don't know, Red Robin or Islands.
Oh, I would say they were more like Five Guys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
right.
kind of what sort of, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so
So-
we got burgers there. That was good.
Yeah.
That was quite good.
Yeah, and again, they were very nice. I zipped in with my scooter,
Yeah.
folded it up. They moved a chair and we tucked it underneath, and there we go. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Then we walked back toward the river, went past the station again, the train station, over the bridge.
Yeah.
And then we went into the Crown Hotel, which had a casino.
Yeah, well,
So-
she had mentioned about the casino, and I didn't think anything of it. But since we were right there, we're like, well, why not? We'll just go in, and we went through it, but we didn't.
Yeah.
we didn't play.
There's
We
no
just-
pictures or video because you're not allowed to take them.
Yeah, but it was kind of neat to just see it. I mean, kind of felt like I was in Vegas.
Yeah, it was a big casino, yeah. And there weren't that many people there either because it was a Tuesday, I guess. So that was nice. And then we walked back through the shops.
Yeah.
They had a lot of high-end shops, kind of a little
Again-
mall in the Crown Hotel.
But that, I mean, it's not. I don't really need anything, fancy.
Yeah,
I'd rather put money towards art or a camera or a vacation. There you go. Another cruise.
They also had
Yeah.
like high-end restaurants. There was a Nobu there and some other things that were fancy. So after that, we just walked out of the Crown Hotel, and really just less than a block away was the bus station to go back to the ship.
But the crazy part is like when we went into the hotel, the
yeah.
casino or whatever, it was so hot and sunny outside, and when we came out, and we weren't even in there, maybe a good 15 minutes.
Yeah,
like that.
less than half an hour.
And it just shifted, and it became very overcast, and it started, I think, even to drizzle a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we're like, oh, and then, yeah, I think you had too much sun from Sydney, so
Yeah.
you're kind of getting a bit tired, so we just decided kind of to go back to the ship.
Yeah, so we went back on the bus, yeah, and it was cloudy and windy windy at the harbor too. So
Yeah. So I was a
weather
little
changed.
disappointed that we didn't get a chance to go to the whole art scene, because that's something I'd been looking forward to seeing, where they have all the graffiti art on the wall, like on the
Yeah,
building.
there's a lot of street art in Melbourne, which we saw before we came.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it would be easy to find, but as we walked, we didn't see anything.
Yeah.
So we would have had to take a tour. So next time we're here, we'll probably try
Yeah,
to
so
take a
that's the
tour.
thing is, we'll make sure we'll be back. We really want to now, after doing New Zealand and the little bit of Australia that we've seen, we want to actually come back and do like going around the islands.
Yeah.
And just seeing the different ports and stuff, because I think there's more to see.
Yeah,
well, I mean, I know there's more to see,
definitely, yeah.
but as far as different cruise ports and stuff, so
Yeah.
that's our plan, is to do that. So something to add to the list when we come back, because we'll be back.
So we got back on the ship. We did our laundry for the last time on this cruise. So
Hopefully,
it was like
no, just kidding. No,
probably we did it 6 times, I think, on our.
Which it's crazy because we did bring extra clothes, and we have clothes that we didn't even wear. So really, we could have
Oh yeah.
lasted longer, but it was just seemed easier if we were to do laundry to do little, loads at a time.
Yeah,
so.
because you never know, because the laundry room gets really crowded sometimes.
Yeah.
If you need to do it.
Right. So it made sense to do it, but we still have clean clothes that will be coming home.
Yeah.
Well, so.
So then we went, after laundry, we did the dinner buffet.
Yes.
I noticed that they had Vegemite out for Australia, so I got video of the Vegemite.
Yeah, but you didn't.
bottle.
You didn't.
No,
eat
we
any.
haven't eaten any.
I'm not eating
Maybe
any.
we should,
No.
just because we're in Australia. And then after that, we sailed away late, so all aboard again was 9:30, even though the buses stopped running at 4:30, which was similar to Sydney.
But we were on the wrong side, and the front wasn't open.
Yeah, there wasn't too much to see in the sail away from Melbourne. You could see the city lights, but that was about it. So.
Oh, but I guess we also forgot to mention that we had the other ship in port with us.
Yeah, the Viking Orion was in port with us, but they left before we did. So,
but it was kind of neat looking over, seeing, it said "Welcome to Melbourne" on top. But
yeah,
did see that. But you got video of that, I believe.
Yep. So that was Melbourne, and that's our last port. So the rest of our trip is sea days, and then we land in Fremantle and get a bus from Princess to the airport in Perth, and then we'll fly out.
Yeah, so our plan is we'll fly to Singapore, then to LAX.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long day. But
yeah, so if everything goes well, we'll be home on Sunday, February 23rd at night. So.
Yeah, so I don't know, are we doing another video before we get home? Or are we just going to wait till we get home and do a wrap up?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, maybe you'll see us again before we get off the ship. Maybe you won't. Who knows? But for sure, we'll do a follow-up when we get back. Yeah.
Did you want to do the shout-out?
Yeah, I'd like to do a shout-out. I do know who I was. Like, I stopped saying, no, I do know who I just want to say I want to do another shout-out to our good friend Brandy and Matt DeVore. Thinking of you guys, and also to I'm so sorry. I really thought we did a shout-out to Tanya and Shannon, but I guess we hadn't. So if you guys are watching, which actually I do know that Tanya's watching because we were texting today, I do apologize. But anyway, shout out to you guys. So, and I'll see you guys soon, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.